Hello everyone, we are back on Horizon 5, which the past few videos, I recorded the Forza Horizon 1 playthrough probably like 3 weeks ago at this point. Or no, maybe not 3 weeks ago. Hold on, when did I sprain my ankle? um, oh damn. That was through, I looked at the calendar. I looked at the calendar and yeah, I sprained my ankle 3 weeks ago. um, I sprained my ankle and had nothing better to do because I had to just kind of like sit here. Hold on, I am going to disconnect my controller and untangle this wire. My ankle still feels like a little bit weird. It's kind of uncomfortable. Certain movements still kind of hurt, but I can walk around pretty easy. So yeah, I recorded that whole series like within a few days. Probably like 2-3 weeks ago. Like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I just did it on like my days off from school. Yeah, I'm uploading those 2 at a time. That's kind of happening. But this is the first video on Horizon 5 that I've probably recorded in over a month. So yeah. I do not want to drag race, my dude. I'm in a fucking Toyota 86. I am. I'm in a Toyota 86. You're in a Mustang, dude. If that's who that is, hold on. Yeah, you're in a Mustang, dude. I know your game. That's one of the meta cars, man. I'm not stupid. Where was I before I got distracted? Oh yeah. So this first Horizon 5 video I've recorded in a while, and it's the start of a new series. We're doing the MF Ghost cars this go around, by request of somebody in the comment section of another video. I've been racking this like series around my brain for a while because of how successful the initial D one was, and how like, but I was also kind of on the fence because of how not so successful the sub-series of that I made were. Like, what if initial D was in the modern day, and like what if it was in the US, stuff like that. But anyway, so we're kicking off the series part 1, making Kanata's GT86. I'm based this one off of the car from the second season of the show, because I already did the car. Hold on a second, I'll show you guys. I made, here, we'll do this, we'll go in, so we're gonna head on over here. You guys get a sneak peek into the mix of it. So October 8th, 2023. So this is like 2 years ago. I made this video, and the build and tune on this was based on like the initial D cars. I made this specifically to like compete with those. This car is gonna have a completely different build and tune. If I remember, I'll put the link to this video in the description. If I don't remember it and you guys want it, you can either let me know in the comments or go to the movie car playlist. It's episode 47. So this go around, I'm basing these on more of like a track sort of build and tune. So first things first, I'm going to give you guys the build, the tune, and the share code for that. I'm going to show you guys how to make it look the part, give you guys the share code for the design, then we'll take it for a spin, show you guys what it can do. That's the plan. Man, my allergies are bleh. Okay, conversions. This shouldn't have any that I know of. Yeah, no conversions. And over to aero, stock front bumper. It's gonna be mostly stock stuff. I did take off the rear spoiler. Stock rear bumper. And these stock side skirts. For tires, you want the slick race tire compound. This is the only one that I gave, of like this whole series, I believe, that I gave this tire compound, just because of how, like, kind of how this car handles, plus like how underpowered it is compared to the others. The 255mm front tires and the 295mm rear tires. Then for wheels, I have the Rota P45Rs, not P45Rs. Those are in the sport rim style. And for track width, you have the middle like upgrade. For the rear, you got the maxed out upgrade. Then drivetrain, race clutch, race transmission, race driveline, race differential, race brakes, race suspension, race front anti-roll bars, race rear anti-roll bars, no roll cage, race weight reduction. We have the race intake, race race manifold. Can't talk today apparently. Race fuel system, race cams. Oh, got some lag there, but that's okay. Race exhaust, race ignition, race valves, race block, race pistons, race flywheel, and finally the race oil and cooling. That's it for the build. Now moving on to the tune. Tire pressure, we have 23 in the front, 21 in the rear. For gearing, 2.20 final drive, the rest remains stock. Alignment, -3 in the front, -2 in the rear for camber. Then for tow, it's 1.0 outwards in the front and -1.8 inwards for the rear. Front caster angle of 5.6. Anti-roll bars, we have 22.5 in the front, 14.1 in the rear. Springs, 453.2 in the front, 369.5 in the rear. Ride height is 4.4 front and back. Damping for the rebound is 8 in the front, 8.7 in the rear. And for the bump, it's 3.1 in the front, 4.1 in the rear. I almost said 3.4, but it's definitely 4.1. Aero, you should not have that. You should not have that. For braking, 45% balance toward the rear, 56% pressure. Finally, for the differential, 70 acceleration, 45 deceleration. And before I forget, okay, that's the old one that I made. Just do S2, call it that. I guess the S2 is for season 2, but not S2s in performance class. That's kind of stupid, but whatever. So the share code for the build and tune will be brought up momentarily. judge me. I was like 8 years old when I made this account. And I don't feel like paying to change the username on it. Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. So this one is the one that we want. This is the one we're after. So the share code is for the tune. The share code for the tune is 309-122-420. It's a nice last 3 digits. Pretty cool. 309-122-420. Moving on over to the design of the car. So because this segment can take a minute, we'll share it. We'll share it first, and then I'll tell you guys how to do it if you want to do it on your own. It's going to take a second here. Okay, find new designs. I want to make sure it's for this car. So I have quite a few designs, and it'd be a whole complicated thing. Oh, I didn't realize I had this many for this car. I have the original MF Ghost livery that I did like 2 years ago. From the other ones that I did. So for this one, 107-860-575. One more time, that is 107-860-575. I guess, here, I'll give you guys the original like livery as well. For like this, the first share code that I gave you just now was for the Season 2 version of the car that you've seen this whole video with the carbon hood. The other version, for the Season 1 version of the car, is 325-442-138. One more time, that is 325-442-138. That's for the Season 1 version of the car. That car has different wheels than this one, but I don't remember what they were. But anyway, so to make this livery yourself, you want to paint it the OEM red, then the wheels, just do black. The hood, you want to go over to special colors, scroll down until you get to carbon fiber. Of course, polish and then tint the windows. Then for the decals, you want to get an 86. That's the MF Ghost 86. You can make it yourself, or you can find one. So apply vinyl shape. You can find one by searching through description, which I'm sure you could just go like this, and you would get one. I guarantee you the first one is that 86, yeah. So you can use one of these. I also have one. Whoops. Probably should have done more than 50. It's definitely more than 50. Oh, I also did some of the other numbers when I was making some of the cars for the series. My bad, sorry about that. My brother was asking me questions about his computer. So I also made the 86, like the number 86. Share code for that is 174063454. One more time, that is 074063454. And that doesn't give the gold outline. Let me zoom in here. That mine has. That's just the white part. So to do that, you put the white part down. Let me just ungroup this. So the way that I have it is basically I took the white part, let's move it back over here where it was, and then I would stamp it, and then I'd go up by like 4 clicks on the D-pad, click it, and then over, and just so you get like a full outline. Obviously change the outline colors to gold. And you want to do that on both sides. And as far as where for placement, you want the 8 underneath the first digit, I guess, because the other side it's gonna be the one, yeah. You want the rightmost digit, or no, how do I put this? The digit closest to the number closest to the front of the car, which on this side is the 8, should be directly under the mirror, and this side it's the 6. It's directly under the mirror. That's the way to put it. And that's it. That's all you need to do as far as making it look like this. I made that way more complex than it needed to be. So now to show you guys what it can do, we're gonna head on over Rivals. Gonna head on over to Horizon Mexico S1. So all of the cars in this series are going to be S1 cars. And the ghost car on this is going to be the fastest time that I've set on this course in an S1 car, which is a 350Z. But that car is going to be blistering quick, like quicker than probably any of the cars in the series will be. Because it has like all the aero pieces, it has like a super intricate tune to where I can keep that thing flat out for a majority of this track. And I mean like an outstanding majority of this track. I can have that car flat out. So I'm telling you right now, it's going to be quicker than this 86. But yeah. We're gonna do a few laps. When I was getting the tune kind of dialed in for this car, I'd say the average time for this car is around 1 minute and 7 seconds around this circuit that I got with it. The fastest I got was around, I'm not worried about making clean laps, plus this is an opener lap, it's not a flying lap, so it's fine, or a dig lap, not a flying lap. So the fastest time I set was just over 1 minute and 5 seconds. I don't remember. It was like 1 minute and 5 point like 1 something. I don't really remember. It could have even been like 0.2, 0.3. I don't remember. It was less than a minute and 5.5 seconds, but it was over 1 minute and 5 seconds for sure. But this car is like, it's not going to be as quick as that Z because of how unforgiving this car can be. This car can be very unforgiving. If you're not on it with your throttle control in the corners, you're going to kick the back end and it's going to get loose on you. Yeah, look, that Z gets on the throttle and just pins it and is gone. I think that thing's all-wheel drive too. Yeah, we can really get in on it with this 86 now. I'll do 4 laps because that first lap, the dig lap, is always going to be slower and isn't really like a good base to go off of as far as like lap times. Whoops, misshift. But yeah, if your throttle control is a little bit off, or even your brake control, with this car it can be kind of unforgiving in the corners, just because it doesn't have that wing to hold down that back end. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's hard to drive. It's just if you get on the throttle too early or too late, it can be bad. Like even right there, like I got some slide. And this car does slide pretty good. As you guys saw at the beginning of this video, actually, I was kind of sliding it around. Oh, like right there? I was a little early on the throttle and then I kind of kicked the back end a bit, but it's alright. Little slide there, same thing. That was more of a slip than a slide. That's a slide though. I probably should have took that corner in a higher gear. Wouldn't have been a bad idea. Said, not worried about a clean lap, but I'm also like, let me rephrase that. I'm not worried about getting a clean lap in the case of like where I nick a wall like I did right there. But if I absolutely like plow into a wall, that's a different story. Like that. Okay. I hate using rewind in videos. I feel like it makes it look tacky. Minute and 8. It's definitely not my best performance in this car. Oh, where's that minute and 5 that I busted out the other day? Oops. My fault. We'll do one more just because I know I can do faster in this car because I've done faster in this car. I don't like these lap times I'm getting. Damn. 107? I mean, I'll take it, I guess. But I've done faster. I think it's just because I'm on video. I don't know. I'm not 100% dialed in. That's okay. It is what it is. Your guys' time is precious, and I don't want to keep you guys here for another 10 minutes while I try to crack that 105 again. But I suppose that's it for today. We're gonna go do some donuts over here away from the festival's copyright music. Anyway, with all that said and done, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you in the next video, and that is all for me today.